What's up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. Fire. You already know what it is. All right, man. So Tony Bellew basically was stating that, he believes that CANELO ALVAREZ has what it takes to beat ARTUR Beterbiev, and not only does he have what it takes to beat him, he has what it takes to stop the Canadian, the French Canadian / Russian / whatever you want to put into it. All right, let me stop kidding.
Go and get your fucking head checked.
So Tony Bellew truly believes this.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why he says that he thinks that, ARTUR Beterbiev can be beat by a guy like CANELO ALVAREZ, who was a 4-weight world champion, who just recently, became undisputed at 168 pounds. And I'll give you a snippet of what Tony Bellew said in the article. Tony Bellew says that he thinks CANELO would stop Beterbiev. He says, "I've seen the warning signs already. I've seen the shots that he can be hurt with." Bellew says it's his own boxing. He honestly believes that, ARTUR Beterbiev could stop the Canadian unified champion. CANELO ALVAREZ has made, a small stop at 175 pounds, but when he made a stop at 175 pounds, it was a over-the-hill Sergey Kovalev, who I believe was in between 37 to 38 years old, a guy that was teetering on 40.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Now, that's not saying that ARTUR Beterbiev isn't almost teetering on 40 himself by, a total of 4 years. But, ARTUR Beterbiev is fresh. ARTUR Beterbiev has never been stopped. ARTUR Beterbiev has just shown recently in his last match that he's still just as sturdy, he's still just as strong, and still has the ability to apply that same type of ferocious pressure and get a person out of there at will, specifically when he wants to get it done. And it is no secret that every freaking sparring partner that he has, he has to neglect giving them body shots just so he can keep them around and stop sending them home from camp. These aren't jokes, these are facts. Here's the deal. When CANELO fought Sergey Kovalev, Kovalev was just damn near coming off of getting his freaking brains wrung by fighting Anthony Yard. I believe Anthony Yard almost caught a stoppage of Sergey Kovalev in like the 7th or 8th round. It was even to the point where Buddy McGurk said that if he didn't show him something, that he was going to stop the fight. So we were already dealing with, a Sergey Kovalev, who got starched by later Alvarez, even though he got that back. Sergey Kovalev, who's just, was taking more punishment, over during that point of the duration of his career, during any portion of his career. And he's just been in war on top of war on top of war. So, knowing that he almost got stopped by Anthony Yard, how much stock do you guys have in a Sergey Kovalev being gained and going into a CANELO ALVAREZ fight? I do believe that was probably, the cap off, probably that was the icing on the cake payday that a Sergey Kovalev needed and felt like he rightfully deserved, and the hardships and to the, going hard continuously and fighting opposition after opposition in his career. And rightfully so. Get your money, bruh, but I'm not convinced.
No, sir.
Why not take on the guy at 175 pounds that everybody perceives to be, possibly pound for pound the best threat at 175, and honestly the one guy to upset the apple cart of any fighter or any champion at 175 pounds, just in the way that he's done Joe Smith before Joe Smith Jr. won the title. The WBO title to be exact, at 175 pounds. Dmitry Bivol. Dmitry Bivol is a guy who is game and ready, who's very young. He's got the talent, he's got the skills, he's got the movement, he's got the pop in his fists, he's got the footwork, he's got the IQ, he's got all the abilities, and on top of that, he has the availability to fight a CANELO ALVAREZ.
Fuck you think, motherfucker?
Now, by all means, I'm not hating on CANELO ALVAREZ. He can do whatever he wants to do to get his money. But when you call yourself the pound-for-pound best, and I'm looking at your moves, and if you look at the timeline chronologically and you pay attention to the moves, you can see that there's some dodgy behavior being put forth here. Now, Bivol, ARTUR Beterbiev, whatever. You could have chose anybody to fight at 175 when you went up there for the only time you went up there. But you chose the old guy with the WBO belt. Now, these things have to be facts because beforehand, He was saying that. Eddie Reynoso was saying that it's unfair for anybody to ask of Canelo Alvarez to go to 175 pounds. But you fought Kovalev at 175. Excuse me, both of you took on Sergey Kovalev in 2019. That article is for 2021.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Then in the same breath, you got Canelo saying that fans or anybody wanting you to go to 175 only wants you to go to 75 because they want to see you lose. Now, why would he say that?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Considering this article is only a month after Eddie Reynoso said it's unfair fans or anyone to ask Canelo to fight at 175 pounds, this dude just clears out the division in the same year these articles come out at 168, and instead of fighting anybody at 175 pounds, he completely skips over that, and he's going to 175. I mean, going above 175 to fight a Lunga Mukabu at cruiser?
Snatch.
Give me a break. And we all know that the stipulations on cruiserweight officially have changed because of Bridgerweight.
Man, this is some bullshit.
But here's the other kicker. The guy that Canelo wants to fight at cruiserweight still has a mandatory task in front of him. So, how could you not perceive this to be calculated duckery?
Go and get your fucking head checked.
Fight fans, if you're asking my truth, honestly, I believe this. Now, Tony Bellew believes that Canelo can stop him. That's cool. That's his belief. But all of the reasons Tony Bellew feels as though Canelo has advantages aren't the reasons that make ARTUR Beterbiev great. Now, there are a lot of whispers about Canelo wanting to fight ARTUR Beterbiev, but was that on the back of the injuries? Probably. Or the fact that people feel as though he was slowing down or they were monitoring his activity? I possibly believe so, but he don't look like he slowed down to me. And if you're putting in an advanced bid to fight a Lunga Mukabu knowing he hasn't even entertained the mandatory he's supposed to fight, that just lets me know when when Reynoso went to that WBC convention, he went down there to take cards off the table because you guys were boxed in at a 168. You either had to fight David Benavidez or nothing makes sense there, or you're gonna have to freaking fight Bivol or ARTUR Beterbiev. All of those guys want you, and you're a star, so you're gonna have to fight some guys. And based off of you guys' the statements you've made in articles this year, you guys don't want to fight those guys at 175, those killers at 175. That's why you chose the old guy and went back down to 168. That's why you cleared out the weakest division in boxing. And that right now is why you're fighting the same guy that Tony Bellew starched at 100 at cruiserweight.
A few moments later.
Looks like he's in serious trouble now. Is this it? The legs are buckled. Bellew's going for it. Bellew flat out here. What Picardo got is in trouble.
He needs some milk.
Hamilton, Goodison Park goes berserk. He's destroyed Picardo, who's still on the floor. And in some distress.
In 3 fucking rounds. If it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the timelines in perfect order, and it shows me that for real, this man makes his decisions based on the opposition and how his intangibles will stack up against it, or the lack of thereof, or what they are lacking as far as intangibles, etc., etc. Gay. So for me, it's funny as hell. You didn't know the Mukabu decision was gonna come down, as you would say, Canelo, but you're already doing a face-off with this individual at the same convention where he knew nothing about it.
This way? Yeah. So, it's a reality. I see all very good contenders.
It's funny to me how you guys are saying it's unfair for you to fight anybody at 175 or for fans to think you should fight anybody 175, but you're fighting a motherfucking cruiserweight.
Yo, but are you... What?
Wait, you avoided that.
Hey, you fight with nobody, man.
Gotcha, bitch.
As we always say at the end of this shit, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. One more thing, fight fans, the contradictions with this dude is catching up. I mean, he says Demetrius Andrade won a belt off nobody, he's a horrible fighter, he's fought nobody. Well, who did Makabu win his belt off of? Who was he beat? I mean, you're not fighting David Benavidez, you're saying 175 is a problem, but you fought Kovalev. I'm just saying the shit don't add up. Some motherfucking ball.